What's up, everybody? Welcome back to The Pulse. Today, Bree, Lucas, and I answer questions about challenges we face in our careers as autistic people, from navigating neurotypical communication styles to handling long lines of amped-up customers in busy arenas. We discuss our personal struggles and the ways in which we've learned to manage them. Let's jump into that conversation now. Okay, the question is, what challenges have you faced in the workplace, and how can employers better support autistic employees? So for me, communication has been very difficult at times because, well, for a variety of reasons, but I want to say that neurotypicals tend to react emotionally, and that can get in the way of solving work problems. I tend to be very solutions oriented, and oftentimes when there are conversations happening that are bigger than the issue and involve more interpersonal factors, it can lead to problems that are a work problem becoming an interpersonal problem, and it's completely unnecessary. So for me, communication not being fully clear and just about the issue has been a problem in the past. Not that I don't understand the emotional reaction to things. I mean, working in nonprofits and working as a teacher, things are emotional. So people have emotional reactions. But at the end of the day, a job is a job. And when I'm at work, if there's a problem, I want to get to the root of that problem and solve it. And if feelings get hurt, then maybe something was communicated in the wrong way, and we can apologize and move forward and try not to do that again. But I do find that perspective is fairly elusive in the neurotypical community. Not saying that neurotypicals are my problem, but that is a challenge that I have faced.
I so much get that. Like when I was in grad school, I took over another student's project who just graduated, and I discovered that there had been a thing installed wrong on there that would take some time to fix. And I kept getting these cues that like something about me reporting this didn't go well. And I was like, oh man, they don't believe me. This is a problem. So I kept like pushing harder and harder and being like, no, it's really broken. No, like it's really bad, guys. It's a problem. It's broken. And then like finally, someone told me that they were annoyed because I was making this other student look bad. And I was like, well, why didn't you just tell me that? Like, tell me that like I need to handle it more quietly. Don't just like act like I'm doing something wrong. I just thought you didn't believe me that it was broken. So I'm just giving you more and more details and making the person look worse and worse because it seems like you all don't believe me. And it's like, I get it. She built it while she was writing her dissertation. It's okay. Like, it's okay to make a mistake, but you all have to like tell me why you're giving me this vibe. So yeah, things like that is just tell me. Just tell me.
Just tell me what's up. Yep, tell me what the problem is.
Yeah. So I've had that. I've had also so there's been times where like I'll have an accommodation and there's another person who does not get that accommodation, and they seem annoyed that I get it, and they fight with me on it, and they're allowed to fight with me on it. And every day it's but no, here's why. And I try and like come to them with logic. I try to come to them with a place of education. And they're like, no, it's just not fair. It's not right. I don't like it. It's not fair. You shouldn't be allowed to have that. No one else does. It's not fair. And if you are in a workspace where like just because they say you get your accommodation, if using it is a fight every single day, then you do not have that accommodation.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's a very good point.
Yeah, that's a challenge I've had. And then the counterpart to that, if the response you get to trying to get help using your accommodation is you need to work it out with them, that is literally part of my disability. I'm bad at working things out without help. So if your solution to me not having my accommodation is I have to go figure out how to get this person who is already not doing the thing they're supposed to do to somehow listen, also not helpful. So
that's what you tell kids at recess on the playground. You guys go sort it out, work it out together. You don't do that in a business setting.
Nope. So yeah, those are my two areas I've struggled with.
Some challenges, yeah. We have some challenges here. Thank you for sharing that. These are not necessarily the easiest questions to answer, so I super appreciate it. Does anyone else have anything else that they'd like to share? Any challenges that they've experienced? Luke, yeah.
And when it comes to dealing with work, I mean, I do work multiple different options. Like I do work in nonprofit as well as dealing with sports and entertainment. I'll talk on the sports and entertainment side because I find that there's a lot of crossover when you're dealing with having to deal with high stress situations. And I understand when you're dealing with people who are at high kind of things. Of course, for me, I usually, if it's like beyond the point, I usually just have to step aside, just tell my colleague, hey, I just got to shake this off. Take a deep breather, come back, fresh, restart. When it comes to my challenges, is that having to handle a certain amount of people, dealing with money, dealing with that
Yeah.
kind of thing.
So,
So
I have a follow-up question for you then. What do you think your employer could do to make that easier? Like, what could your employer do to support you in that, in that?
In fact, that has already been kind of rectified already. But I mean, fortunately, because this was partly due in part to world events, but because I used to deal a lot with cash, having to deal like the tens and the 20s and 30s and stuff, not anymore. It's all digital. You don't have to use cash at all. So they have to just, I deal with retail, so you don't have to
Amazing.
worry. We don't have to do about the money anymore. You have to do tap, credit, you know, tap or chip, and you buy your stuff and you're on your way. So that was one big plus, I have to say, because of world events. And I knew it was going to happen eventually, but it was just a matter of if, not when. So that was a huge thing that was out the door.
So I like that you brought that up because it really illustrates that what they did by having a cashless system is they not only helped their staff make things quicker, but that also in turn helps everyone who's visiting, all the guests who are paying for these
Mhm.
things. It gets the lines
Yeah.
going that much quicker. Like I think that's fabulous.
And to be honest, this was a trend that was already happening. It just took the organization just a bit longer than I would like them to do. But now that it's a cashless thing, it speeds up the lines. Things go much quicker, like boom, boom, boom.
That's awesome.
So that actually makes things so much faster.
Yeah.
I'm not saying cashless over cash. I'm just saying for a lot of employers who want to make things go much faster,
Yeah,
in today's world, most people are going cashless now. So, and I
definitely.
mean, it's mainly for convenience sake. And I know cash is still a thing in some places, but for most businesses, they've decided just to ditch cash and just go cashless. Speeds things up.
Awesome. Thank you. That does it for this episode of The Pulse. Join us next time when we dive even deeper into the autistic experience with more members of our incredible team. As always, if you have questions or ideas for the show, send an email to voa@pacificautismfamily.com. We look forward to more of your great questions. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you next time.